are the notes for today. And hopefully cover everything. Let's see. Are we live? Yes, we are live. All right, we are live. What's up, guys? What's up? What is going on? Let me move all this stuff to the side. Adjust my volume just a bit. I don't want to be super loud, but I don't want to be super low. Okay. Just that right about here. And go. Okay. Think I'm loud and clear. What's up, guys? What's going on? This is Debunk today. Yeah, I already read it, but I'm going to actually fill in some gaps here. There's actually some truth to this, even though the main thing was kind of debunked. So we're going to talk about it, but also I got some other things we got to discuss too. So don't worry, I got everything. Don't worry, I'm very aware. It's funny because everybody was reporting on this. I think yesterday I saw a lot of people drop videos or streams, and I was like, there's no reason to talk about it just yet. But like you guys see before you, a lot of stuff gets debunked very, very quickly. But they waited till today, so obviously it was just funny. What's up, El Matter? So let's go ahead and talk, man. I got 20 people in here. Good to see you. Hope you guys doing well. Hope everybody is doing well for one, but also you're safe out here. What's up, King? So let's talk. So Spider-Man PlayStation 5. Now, there was an article that dropped yesterday that was listing some details as well as some hints to what the gameplay was going to be like, as well as a few new changes such as a dynamic weather system. And of course, they gave the release window, and the game was supposedly going to feature some new characters, some of which you kind of already know who are going to be into the sequel because you played the first one. That's if you played the DLC, then you would know the fates of a lot of other characters. So that's what happened there. The article did list some new particular faces, which again got debunked today. But I think there's more to it than just being debunked. Usually when a company has a massive leak like this that reveals everything, of course they're going to deny it all and say that this is not the case. There is nothing else going to be revealed and vice versa. Of course, they're quick to say this, and this is no surprise here at all. But when I saw this, I was like, okay, my jaw kind of dropped. It was like, because of the context of some of the stuff that was going on. What's up, Pitch Black? What's up, Brian? Sean, what's up? Good to see you. But anyway, let's go get into this. So they talked about Morbius. Morbius was a cool reveal in this article, but again, that's got debunked. But again, Morbius was mentioned in this particular article. Now, immediately when I thought of Morbius, I was okay, that's interesting. But they said DLC character as well as Wraith. I'm going to get to that character in a second. But they talked about Morbius being a DLC character. I am not a fan of Morbius being a DLC character, if that ends up being true at all. Morbius is a character that can add a horror theme to the game, if you think about it, if it's literally handled perfectly. Morbius can be like a horror character, especially when we're talking about dynamic weather changes, the dynamic night to day thing, all that stuff. I would use Morbius as a way of adding fear to the game in a weird way, adding more to it in terms of like a horror element, kind of like something similar to what Batman Arkham Knight did with the Man-Bat. You guys remember the Man-Bat, when you can fly around, you hear it and you attack it, and then you get that dark story of what happens, and bam, there was that. So I think that's something they could definitely do. Even though, again, its possibilities are still there for them to still have him as a DLC character, that's something that you would have in the main story. Just set it up as you go, add more characters like that and surprise you type of thing, They also say Carnage was DLC. And right off the back, I was like, okay, Carnage is DLC. That doesn't make sense at all. Why would you shoehorn Carnage as DLC right off the bat instead of having him be made part of the main story in terms of setting up sequels? Again, I'm going with this. So why would you have Carnage be a DLC? That makes no sense to have him DLC. That should be something for main sequels. I don't think we will get him as DLC. If they did put him as DLC, they're going to get, let's just say they're going to get some backlash from a lot of fans, especially me because Carnage should be in the main story as the main, or one of the main villains, or the main courses of action in terms of what's going to be happening in these sequels. Now, they also talked about Wraith. All right, so here's where it gets into spoiler territory. If you didn't play the DLC, then you don't know what happens to Yuri Watanabe. Yuri Watanabe, you guys remember, is pretty much the female cop that helps you in the game. She turns into a bad guy in the DLC. How does she turn into a bad guy? Well, Hammerhead. Hammerhead is, her and Hammerhead have a vendetta or history, and she tries to kill Hammerhead with a headshot. Obviously, you guys already know, those of you that are familiar with Hammerhead, you would know that his head is pretty much indestructible, so she tried to shoot him in the head. Didn't work, but she ended up being discharged from the police force. Or not really discharged, she got suspended, and then she went into depression and then became a killer. You find out later in the DLC, when you go around the world, you see these bodies strung around and kind of like hung up in these like Christ-like positions, right? That's kind of like a reference to the Identity Thief. That's kind of what Wraith was in the game, right? It was kind of like the Identity Thief. They threw that in there. And you find out that Yuri Watanabe was indeed Wraith. Wraith is a brand new, well, not even a brand new character. Wraith has been around for quite some time, but a lot of people don't know the context of this character. So what exactly is Wraith? Wraith is kind of like an anti-hero. Picture the Red Hood, only this particular version of the Red Hood has no moral compass whatsoever and simply only cares about one particular thing, and that's killing or scaring criminals. That's basically what Wraith is. So she pretty much puts it upon herself to become this character. She breaks into the evidence locker. They tell you that in the DLC, the evidence locker was broken into. She disappears, and you don't know exactly where she's at. Obviously, Wraith it depends on the user. Some particular people who used the Wraith moniker had powers. Some were good in certain aspects. Yuri was good in hand-to-hand combat, but she was also a cop. So she has access to prototypes, stuff that villains use. So I'm guessing she'll use that type of stuff and use that in her arsenal. And she'll kind of be like Deadpool in a weird way. She'll have her own array of items to come at you with when she's going after you in the sequel. So she is going to be a big part of it. But what gave this article away when I read this, they said that this character was going to be DLC. That was by far one of the dumbest things I read yet. I was like, come on, really? DLC for Wraith? Why would you turn a character who is the main part of the main story into DLC when you know everybody wants to know more about this character and see more? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I didn't report this. But now that they confirmed this, again, I think, or they confirmed this to be not true. Again, I definitely believe that that's the case they're going with. They're going to change a few things around. Wraith could very well be one of the main characters. Not necessarily as big as Mr. Negative, but she can definitely be more of a... not even a moral type of effect on the character, but more so at the heartstring. Because, her and Yuri and Peter had that good friendship outside of the character, even though she didn't know who he really was. I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? So there's Yuri, there's Wraith. Let's get into the other portion of this. What else did they mention? They mentioned the black suit, and this is where I saved the best for last. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up? I see y'all. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember off of here. I'm not saying what's up. Sorry. What's up? Good to see you. Hope you guys doing well. But so they continued with this in the actual details, and I do agree with some of this too. One particular detail, they talked about Venom. Now, Venom, you already know, if you beat the game, at the end of the game, you see Harry in a Vector tank, and he's surrounded by the Venom symbiote. And a lot of people immediately thought that maybe that Harry would be Venom. Honestly, I think we read something like this, right? Where they said Harry could be the starting Venom and Eddie Brock would be introduced in this again. Not necessarily sure how that's going to play out, but they talked about this suit and him being in the Vector tank. If he is in the Vector tank and he can't necessarily get out due to this Venom, or the Venom suit is just holding him hostage, which it didn't appear to be that way. I thought the opposite when I first did a reaction to that, or when I did a breakdown of this before. I honestly think that I think Norman put him in the tank to kill him with the Venom symbiote. Cedric, what's going on? You're new here. Welcome to the channel, man. Good to see you. But I honestly thought that Venom was going to be used to kind of like bring Harry back and turn him into the Hobgoblin in a weird way, right? Because they kind of introduced this whole new element in the story that Harry was sick and he had this disease that his mother had. So for him to be in a Vector tank with Venom, a lot of people thought just maybe Venom was healing him. It didn't appear to be that way. Now, what does the Venom symbiote do? Well, first of all, the Venom symbiote amplifies characteristics of its hosts, such as aggression, power, speed, agility, senses, right? It amplifies all this. Harry's not necessarily in the great shape to really get anything from the Venom symbiote. I mean, granted, it could keep him alive, you know, because it needs a host to survive. It could keep him alive, but it's not really helping him. It needs something strong in order to really make him a threat, if you get what I'm saying. And that's where Peter Parker comes into play. We don't know how he gets the black suit. I'm guessing maybe Harry breaks out. I'm not sure how they're going to really handle that and how this suit gets out, right? I don't think Harry or Peter finds the secret lair and gets the suit on him. I don't think that happens. I think that happens. From what we're looking at, it looks like it happens earlier than expected. So hard to really decide on what really happens here. But again, that's going to be a real big talking point for this game. How they're going to handle this now. When you go to the actual black suit, they did list some details. According to this, the black suit is going to have its own skill tree, and stuff like web swing is going to be much faster when you're in the black suit, so you're going to be more agile, faster. Again, very similar to what you guys see in the movies. Your rage is going to be there. I'm guessing that's going to play a factor in the story, right? Because let's be real, this is obviously going to be in the story, rage and whatnot. But what was also pretty cool is they talked about Peter supposedly getting his job back at the Daily Bugle. Now, here's the thing about this. Even though this was debunked, and I do believe that this is not, I don't think that they probably would go back to that. Something tells me they probably would, because that'll be their way of introducing Eddie Brock. Because remember, Eddie Brock and Peter work at the Daily Bugle. I do think that probably is the way they're going to introduce Eddie Brock. So it could very well be true that actually does end up being a thing. But again, they're quick to tell you that this was not true, which for obvious reasons you already know. You guys see it with Silent Hill, and yet more people are talking about Silent Hill, and more evidence continues to drop about Silent Hill coming for PS5. So again, it makes sense for any developer to deny anything like this. But at the same time, this is what it's all about. It's all speculation at this point, what I'm talking about. So to go back to the Daily Bugle, they're talking about pictures, you having daily activities like taking pictures and whatnot. Again, I can see this being a thing. That'd be cool how they do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. Anything is better than the annoying Screwball missions. I don't know about you guys. I'm not a fan of Screwball. She is annoying. She's not a villain that I am really content to actually fighting or even want to even bother putting energy into. Screwball is one of those characters that definitely can go. I'm not a fan of Screwball. It's hard to believe Harry being Venom when he's supposed to be the Green Goblin at this point. That is true, but again, there might be a way around that, what they're doing. What's up, To Die For? What's up? Yes, sir. We talked about that yesterday, or talked about on RGT. Loco, what's up? Good to see you. But anyway, moving on. Moving on to this thing, man. I don't even know what to say. It's so much to take in from here. Mysterio, I doubt Mysterio will be part of this. They hinted at him in the first one. They even hinted at Daredevil, and they hinted at the Avengers with the Avengers Tower. They also talked about Black Panther, and they talked about a few other villains, like for example, what's his name? The Lizard. They talked about the Lizard. He's more likely not going to be in this. More so, it's going to be characters that we just didn't see yet, such as Kraven the Hunter. Kraven the Hunter, I'm just going to throw this out here and say that he probably will be in the game. And the reason why I think Kraven the Hunter would be in the game is because of Kingpin. When you beat Kingpin does put a hit out on you. But we never really get a full grips of that story because he kind of disappears after being locked up and after the construction scene. That's it. You don't get much else for Kingpin. I do think Kraven the Hunter probably will be introduced in Spider-Man PS5. But aside from that, that's pretty much it. But they're talking about, again, Daily Bugle. Let's see. What else did they say? Daily Bugle. Advanced web swinging mechanics. They talked about the rage meter, and of course they talked about the weather system. So yeah, not bad. Not much really to go off of here. Not much really to go off. You can take this for what it is, even though it's kind of been debunked. It's kind of been debunked though, but at the same time, I'm taking a little bit to this like, some of this seems a little too good to be true to be debunked, because they did mention a few characters that are definitely going to be in the sequel. And they also talked about Miles Morales. Now, Miles Morales is going to be a second Spider-Man. Obviously, you already know if you played the game. Question of the day is, will Miles and Peter have like stuff like similar to Batman Arkham Knight? You guys remember the double takedown system? I'm wondering if there's going to be something like that in the game. That'd be cool to see. But again, only time will tell. Let's see. I hope Rhino returns. I always enjoy Rhino being in Spider-Man games. True. If he's done properly, sure. But he was in the last one. He didn't really. There wasn't much they did with him. Like the boss battle wasn't that great. I will say that the boss battle between him and Scorpion wasn't that insane. But it was cool. You were going against two at once, but still wasn't that great. Doc Ock, there's no talk of Doc Ock, but we already know Doc Ock is definitely going to be back in here. So, the debunked was fake by a dummy account. Oh, see? Yeah, figures. Again, I'm not putting a whole bunch of stock into this, but I do see what they're doing here. I do read between the lines here, and I do see a lot of stuff in this game that could eventually happen. So I think it's got possibilities here for a lot of cool stuff. You said Rhino was terrifying. He wasn't really terrifying for me. I mean, he was cool. I like the concept for sure. Wasn't really the best boss battle, though, to be honest. Wasn't the best boss battle. He was more intimidating to me when you're playing against Miles and you're sneaking away from the construction site. That was probably the best part for Rhino in general. I think that actually flowed naturally with Miles. Sneaking around, getting the medicine, and then getting out through the construction site to back to the shelter, you know? I think that was cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Let's see. If I was to throw something else out here as a theory, do I think they're going to copy the story arc from the comic where Peter dies? Don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all. But this is definitely a more mature Spider-Man, and things have definitely changed since then. Obviously, you guys already know what happened with Aunt May. So, you already know what's going to happen with this game. They already set you up. They already getting you grilled up for some big choices in this game. Having Doc Ock back will be interesting since he knows Pearson. True, and I think they're saving that for something bigger aside from what we've already seen with Doc Ock, right? Because I mean, he could break out in the sequel. He could very well come right back in the sequel and expose your identity, and that way there would just be one Spider-Man whose secret identity has not been revealed, but Peter Parker's would be revealed. You know what I'm saying? And they can relive that timeline where Peter's identity was given out there and he died in the midst of battle. They could do something like that. You know, it's possibilities are endless. Unannounced AAA PS5 game you're looking forward to. Unannounced? For me personally, that has been unannounced. I honestly would love to have a Bloodborne 2. Even though that's not unannounced. That's more of a dream game. Yeah, no, I got that. Don't worry, I got that. I'm just getting this Spider-Man talk out the way. I'm trying to make sure I got everything covered because I'm really excited for the sequel. So I talked about that. Wonder what else could they do with the character. I'm guessing all your gadgets will be back in here, right? All the original gadgets will return. Very similar to Batman Arkham Knight, all the original gadgets will be in the game. However, newer gadgets would have to be implemented into this. I don't know what they would do, so we'll see. Don't think Madam Web would be introduced at all. I don't even think Madam Web even exists, to be honest with you, in this world. What it appears to be, I don't think she exists. I don't think Madam Web's going to be a thing. I don't think. What's that character's name? who was maybe I know Electro might come back eventually because he wasn't really defeated, right? Like he got knocked out, but he wasn't like Vulture, who had like a spinal problem. That's why he was in the suit. I could see him coming back. I could see who else didn't come back. Who else I could see coming back in here before I move on from this? There's one more character. Silver Sable, Black Cat. Definitely coming back. Silk. Who's Silk? Oh, God, there you go. Nah, Silver Sable. Silver Sable could definitely be back. And, of course, Black Cat can definitely come back for sure. DLC, I don't think DLC. I think they'll be part of the main story for sure. I think they'll be part of the main story. Chameleon could be in the sequel. Chameleon. That actually would be cool. That would be interesting to see if him come back in the sequel. That would be interesting. The Thinker and Cobra. Not bad. Okay. Not bad at all. I kind of really would like to see Morbius, too. I would like to see them do something with Morbius. Have, like, this horror element, like a vampire effect. Just have something. I really would like to see something like that. That'd be dope if we really get something badass like that. I'm just saying, Morbius. That'd be so cool. I think we already had the Doc out. We already got this guy. Green Goblin's going to be probably the tragic story going into the sequels for sure. The question is, how does he get the powers, right? They didn't introduce no green goo like you guys saw in the Sam Raimi films. They didn't introduce nothing like that. There was no super soldier serum. It was just the spiders in his office. So who's to say how he becomes Green Goblin? I doubt he's going to get bit by a spider. He'll probably extract something from a spider that was like genetically altered, and then like do something else to make it more his liking, and then he'll become Green Goblin, and you'll get Green Goblin. I mean, they already showed you his helmet in the first game, so you guys saw his helmet on the table to see the door. And you also see the pumpkin grenades in his room as well. I don't think they showed the schematics for the glider, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I saw the glider schematics and like that. So yeah, they gave you a good amount of hints that he's on board to become Green Goblin. We just don't know how he's going to look in the final build. So interesting. Like, there's so much potential. It really is. It really is a lot of potential what they can do with the game. So I'm trying to think, was there anything else talking about? Spider-Man mentioned Chameleon during the copycat side mission. Well, if that's the case, then yeah. Okay. Justice League alone makes me want to buy a PS5. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped for it. I'm trying to go as much detailed into this as possible. Scorpion was cool, but I don't know what they're going to do with Scorpion if he does come back. I'm not sure what they're going to do with him. I'm not sure what they would do with Vulture if Vulture did come back. Maybe he'll be a cameo. Maybe he'll be like in a cell. You're running into him. I don't know. I can't really say much on Vulture. He didn't really do much story related aside from, get a few licks in when he was getting jumped by the Six or Sinister Six or half of the Sinister Six. Let's see here. Mr. Negative, Martin Lee. Can Martin Lee come back? Yes, I can see Martin Lee coming back. Not in the sequel, though. Maybe in another one. But I could definitely see Martin Lee being pushed again as the main villain. They actually made Martin Lee really, really good in the game. I know a lot of people didn't care about Mr. Negative in the comics, so the fact that they made him that much more cooler in the game was really, really cool. And that just goes to show that you can really push any character as the main villain. I mean, look at Batman Arkham Knight. Y'all remember Scarecrow? Remember how a lot of people kind of like pissed on Scarecrow in the last 2 games before we got to Arkham Knight? And then we got to that final Scarecrow reveal for the final one, and they pushed him really, really good. I do think any character can really become a really, really good main villain if it has the proper direction. So, that's the cool thing about it. You can really push any character in this realm and have a cool villain. What's up, Bray? So you can really do that with any character. Let's see. I think that is it for the Spider-Man thing. So, yeah, there's that. It's cool. I'm hyped for it. You already know my excitement level has not changed. So, my most anticipated games of the gen or of next gen, and I can't wait to see this game. They said this game supposedly is going to come holiday 2021. And if that's the case, hey, you already know the drill for PS5. It's going to be even harder to get if the whole limited release thing is still a thing by that time. So it is what it is. But moving on from that, let's go ahead and get into what a lot of you guys were asking me to talk about, and I didn't talk about this. PlayStation 5 supposed May reveal. So PS5 supposedly is going to be revealed in May. Now, this is according to Push Square. Push Square put out an article. It's like, yeah, it could be May or maybe not. Don't get your hopes up. My thing with Push Square, when they put articles out like this, if you're not sure, why are you even posting it? You know, like, why do you even post shit like this if you're not sure what's going to happen or not, you know? I just found that to be weird about Push Square. They're so weird at times. They go, yeah, don't get your hopes up. Hey, reveal. What you mean don't get my hopes up? What you mean reveal? If you don't know what the hell to expect, why are you putting this on the screen in front of me? I don't get that. But anyway, ignoring Push Square and going to an actual article that did proper research on this, it turns out Sony has a investor relations meeting around that time, and they're supposedly going to reveal their financials for 2019. Some people believe that PS5 could be shown at this time because this could be the only open spot so far for them to show the hardware. Granted, if they do that, that will be different. I'm not going to lie, it'd be different. But like I said before, PS5 is an integral part of their success going into the future. So if they are going to show it, I don't think they would show it at a meeting like that. I don't think they would show it at its own special own venue. And of course, the COVID-19 thing, you already know what it is. It's affected everything, you know. Virtually everything that we were excited about, such as Black Widow, such as all the movies. AMC is talking about bankruptcy. WWE laid off 13 superstars. That's right, 13% of its roster they laid off. You know what I'm saying? All these businesses are laying off employees. They're changing their metrics, and they're not even releasing products. It's hard to really say if they would do it this early now. I honestly do believe that you're going to get PS5 related news in June at this point. Why? Because they got to think about the safety of their employees. And I honestly don't think we're going to get anything until June. I really do. I mean, hell, look at Vince McMahon. They canceled the XFL. You know, Vince thought he was going to have a gold mine because the NFL was postponed due to the COVID-19. And as soon as he heard all that, he's like, okay, it's time to push the XFL. COVID-19 happens. He goes, well, time for me to not only take a loss, but fire every single person that I've hired, as well as 13 superstars, to make sure we don't go in the red for the first time in WWE, even though they've been dropping ever since, though, to be honest with you. WWE, that's another story. But as far as this PS5 reveal, May 2020, I guess, sure, why not? But I'm not putting stock into it. I really am not. I'll definitely stream whatever it is. If it is something, I'm really waiting for Sony to do anything. I'm not trusting any particular leak or insider, especially since Sony's been tight-lipped on a lot of this stuff. We've heard so much. I mean, we heard something similar to this, like 3 or 4 months ago, we heard something similar to this, where it was like, oh, the reveal was going to be in February. You remember that? And we did a whole piece similar to what I'm doing here, only I kind of threw out ideas of what they can do. And nothing happened in February. They went silent on February. You know what I'm saying? I get the excitement. I'm excited. But at the same time, we got to be realistic because of the world around us right now, right? We're not in the best shape for a new next-gen system. We're just not in the best shape. We're really not right now. And I don't think Sony's really going to be dropping it just yet. Nope, not just yet. Both particular systems at this point should have been delayed, to be honest with you. But they want to meet that holiday 2020 date. So, hey, go figure. Those systems are going to be sold out hella quick. I wouldn't be upset they delayed 2021. Plus, they can bolster their launch on. Exactly. Ghost of Tsushima. Let's see. Last of Us 2. I'm trying to think what else was it. It was Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. These are the last two known like legit bangers, right, that we got so far that are launching. I'm trying to think if they were to do that, they could have just had like enhancements for those, showed off the next gen update. But again, they're pushing 2020. If they're gonna push 2020, I'm okay with it. Again, it's fine, but at the same time, it's like I don't know really when to expect the next event. If you get what I'm going with this, it's really tough to speculate when this next event's gonna be. I would say May, and as much as I would like to say May, I don't think it's May. I honestly think June is the month we'll get everything else related to PS5 hardware reveal, all of that. Why? Because well, they're gonna be launching sometime in November, supposedly sometime in November. If that's going to be your release window, you got to get it all out the way by then, by June. So there's my prediction for PS5. I don't think we're going to get anything in May. But hey, I could be surprised. I mean, they shocked us all with the DualSense reveal, even though that was reported to be rushed. They shocked us all with that during the Inside Xbox for April. So again, it's interesting to see. Let's see. PS4 still has a ton of great games coming. Sakura is next on my list. Okay, so I never played that. I never heard of that. But okay, you got something there. See, again, PS4 still has life in it. Xbox One, you can argue, has life in it depending on how you go about it, right? If you like multi-plat, sure. I'm just saying. All right, okay. I take that back. Because you know how people act. But nah, the current gen systems still have life in them, and I don't know. It's a tough spot at this point. I remember we had like a crazy year. It was going to be a crazy year for gamers, right? And COVID-19 literally put a stall on everything. You think about it. We were going to have new game announcements, new game reveals. We were going to have a lot of events and build up for PS5 and of course Series X, and then it all just went white clean. Even though Microsoft has done a good job of showing off Series X, sure, but a lot of people saying it's over because Microsoft showed Series X and we haven't even seen PS5 or anything. So go figure, man. It's console wars for you. A lot of people say, oh, they showed it first, they win, when the reality is this is a marathon, not a sprint. And you guys already know the issue there. PS3 launched a year later after the 360 and still came out on top. True, very, very true. If they were to release a year later, it wouldn't be like PS3. Why? Because they're not releasing a $600 console. So Sly PS5 could be a reality in an alternate universe. Sly 5 seems very unlikely, though. Didn't that developer get purchased by another company? It was by Google Stadia. Something like that. Didn't they buy the developer behind Sly 5 or behind Sly? I think it just Sony owns the IP. I think it was named Syzura Games. What was the name of that game? What was the name of that studio that did Thieves in Time? It was Thieves in Time. Terminal Reality, is that the name of the studio? Terminal Reality that did Thieves in Time. They could do Sly 5 if they got the approval. They could do it. I think that's who did it. It was Terminal Reality. That's sure, but we didn't generation in the camera. The DualSense wasn't rushed, but quickly revealed because it wasn't being sent to devs, meaning it was gonna get leaked. Probably. They're saying that it was rushed, according to numerous sources. Again. Yeah, y'all know how like a lot of these sources like to over-exaggerate. It was rushed, but it could be. What are your thoughts on Microsoft supposedly having acquired Sega? I do not believe it, but at the same time, I kind of would believe Sega being bought over Microsoft buying CD Projekt Red, which a lot of people believe that they bought CD Projekt Red. If anything, with Cyberpunk, you guys already know they got the marketing deal with Cyberpunk, which is big for them. I can see Cyberpunk probably releasing on Game Pass. Maybe down the road, not necessarily day one. That would be big for them, but I don't think day one. but I can see that definitely being very, very soon on Game Pass for them. As far as Sega, them buying Sega would be a big acquisition for them because that can bring back some classics, like for example, like Jet Set Radio Future. Jet Set Radio Future, Sega came out a while ago. It was last year, I think, or the year before last year. And they came out an article and they said that, hey, guys, we need a publisher for Jet Set Radio Future 2. And I remember I pitched the idea to them a long time ago, like, guys, why aren't you not, jumping on that opportunity? Make Jet Set Radio Future 2. Everybody will go crazy for that. They never jumped on the opportunity. There's your opportunity of a lifetime right there. If you bought the studio, you can do even more with the games that they have. So that's just my thought on the matter. I think they have Dead to Rights as well. Didn't Sega make Dead to Rights? Or own the Dead to Rights license at that time? So there's another one. Let me scroll down. Sorry. I'm a little farther up here. What's up, Wild Bits? But I just want to Sega something like that. Oh, it's Oculus Squad. Okay. Yeah. So, I want to say it was either Google or one. It was one of those two. But that would be interesting to see. Let's see. Anyone here hype for new Fable and Perfect Dark? Perfect Dark would be cool for them. Fable, for what I'm looking at, Fable could very well be like The Witcher at this point. What it appears like they're doing. That might be something like The Witcher. But it's good for them. It's good for them. They're going to have their own Fable at this point. Honestly, the fans are restless. It's good to have it. So if you like Fable, you like Fable. I never got into it. But a lot of people are really hyping up Fable still to this day. So I can see Fable still happening. I think Alana Pierce actually hinted at it still happening as well. So Fable could very well still be a thing. And if that is the case, then sure. Perfect Dark would be more, I don't even say it would be more my speed because I don't think I played the original. So, Perfect Dark would be cool, though, as an option, Definitely be cool as an option. I mean, they got Hellblade 2, which is good. If you played the first one, you already know why a lot of people are excited for the second, even though we're a little pissed that it's exclusive to Xbox. Go figure, right? The first one's exclusive to PlayStation. The sequel ends up being, permanently exclusive to the damn Xbox. Go figure. So it jumped back and forth, which is funny as hell. So can't wait to see Hellblade 2. Let's see. If both consoles come out, how will this COVID impact games? Will this virus affect the development and release of games? Yes, I do see that happening, bro. I see more games being pushed back and postponed due to COVID-19. This is really a thing. I do see that. Saw Fable 4 tease and it actually looked good. It's the final game. Looks like that. Might get a PC for that Xbox game. And again, I never got into it, but hey, if you like Fable, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. Sega has a ton of great IPs just doing nothing with. True. That is very, very true. It really is sad. Capcom has the same thing. They have a lot of IPs they're not doing nothing with. They're too busy trying to milk the Resident Evil name for every penny that it's worth with these remakes. That's why they're doing Resident Evil 4. There's a reason why they skipped Code Veronica and went straight for Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is the biggest, if I'm not mistaken, that was the highest selling Resident Evil game that they ever had at the time, right? Granted, it had been out for so damn long. Of course, it sold a lot of fucking copies, but Resident Evil 4 was their highest selling game. And so what do they want to do? They want to milk that game for what it's worth. They definitely want to replicate those sales. But like I said before, when I talked about Resident Evil 4 being remade, this is one of those remakes where even a diehard fan like myself could really care less about. Why? Because I've beaten Resident Evil 4 so many damn times. I know what to expect. And at the same time, I don't really care for what the hell else you can offer for that game. I've already seen the villains. I know how the story plays out. Who cares, Why not go back to your classics? If you didn't want to do Resident Evil Code Veronica, take a break. Do Dino Crisis. Give us a Mega Man. See what I'm saying with this? The possibilities are endless with Capcom. But Capcom, the leadership, I think it's Yoshinori Ono. I think I said it right. Yoshinori Ono from Capcom. He is not the brightest one in the barrel. Let me tell you right now. He's not the brightest. In terms of company decisions, he's not. Sega wouldn't do well on Xbox, that's for sure. Well, it depends. It depends on the game. it really depends on the game. If the game is something that you know for a fact you would buy into, it would do well on the system. It has to be a legit high name, high stakes type of a game to go on Xbox to be super successful. At least in my personal opinion. That's why I look at it. Sonic the Hedgehog is the only reason I care about Sega. True. Sonic on Xbox exclusively, unless they go back to its roots. Maybe Sonic, but Sonic's not that big of a mascot, at least in today's time. It's not like back in the 90s where he was like untouchable, right? He's not that big of a mascot in today's world. Keyword, today's world, not old school. Old school, he's our childhood. Today's world, he's more watered down. I mean, the damn license has been tampered with so much that people don't even care as much for it. It's like, y'all remember when he became a werewolf in one of these damn games? They turned him into a werewolf. PS3 had its own exclusive Sonic game. It was the one where they introduced Silver, who was the psychic. The psychic damn Hedgehog. I mean, again, Sonic is, I don't know, that well is kind of dry. It's kind of dry there, that well. Let's see. 1 second. Let me just turn this off. Damn Push Square article. All right. Here we go. My bad. Resident Evil 4, I am not mistaken, was the highest rated game at the time it originally launched. Yes, it was. I remember Resident Evil 4 when it was launched, man. It was the new, because everybody called it a new style, you know, a return to form type of thing for the action and horror elements. But ultimately, that led to Resident Evil 5, and we don't want to talk about Resident Evil 5 now, do we, guys? Resident Evil 5 was, I mean, some people like Resident Evil 5, you know, and I accept that. Me personally, I'm like, I hated the co-op in Resident Evil 5. I hated that. I ain't like the decisions for Resident Evil 5, you know? And then Resident Evil 6 was just a travesty. So, let's see. Any other questions? Well, let's see. Did you forget what Microsoft did to Rare when they bought them? What makes you think they wouldn't do that with Sega? Well, what they did with Rare, if I remember correctly, Rare was making Kinect-focused games at the time, right? It was Kinect-focused games. Kinect is no longer a thing, and they're not dabbing into that type of stuff anymore, and they're supposedly committed to the AAA budget and 4A studios, right? They're committed to that. I can see them pushing Sega better than the current leadership of Sega. And granted, I don't think they would just focus on like something like Sonic. I can see them pushing even more. Granted, if they had Sonic as a mascot, along with like their Battletoads and stuff like that, and they revamped those particular mascots, that can be big for Xbox. If you revamp Battletoads, redo it in the way, not necessarily in this retro style that we're seeing in today's time, this new one. I'm talking about go back to your roots, redo it, and make it more realistic, like, you know, make it more realistic, but authentic to the one that came out back in the 90s. And do that with Sonic. I think that'd be big for them. That'd be big for them if they do it right. I prefer 5 to 6. Yeah, 6 was terrible. Yeah. 6 was terrible. That camera angle, the hand holding. Oh God. Ooh wee. Let's not even talk about that. That hand holding. Let's say. I think Resident Evil 5. Oh, I like Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 6. What a joke. Yeah, again, some people liked it. I never really got into Resident Evil 5. I couldn't get into it. I didn't like the story. Maybe it was the story. That's probably what really bothered me for that game. It was the story. The story was not the greatest. I was not a fan of that. I was expecting so much more out of that game, you know? They had Jill in there. They had, what was his name? Yeah, they had Jill. They had Wesker, who kind of felt like a letdown, at least to me personally. Felt like a letdown. I didn't think Wesker was handled properly. And so some characters just felt rushed in the grand scheme of things. Really did feel rushed. ACO, what's up, man? I actually trade. That's why it's so about. Oh God, here we go. I do not trust Microsoft buying Sega. They killed Rare. I mean, again, I don't blame you. You already know the history of Microsoft and certain studios, so it's kind of like a wait and see approach to see what happens. The first 2 games will be the deciding factor of what really happens with those studios. The first 2 games. Spider-Man rumor is fake, apparently. Yep, we already talked about it. Let's see. Fun fact: Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts flopped, and they were restructured to work on Canadian games. Yes, yeah. See, Banjo-Kazooie could definitely be another game they push for Xbox, but I don't think they'll bother. I don't think they'll bother. Maybe if Sony comes out with like another Crash Bandicoot type of deal with like a classic, or if they bring back Jak and Daxter, they'll go, hey guys, we're bringing back a classic. Here's Banjo and Kazooie. You know, maybe. I don't know if they'll push Banjo and Kazooie in this current time. At least not yet. Let's see. Xbox will turn all Sega games to gas. Oh God. I played Resident Evil 5 about 5 minutes, and I decided against wasting my time. The game is buried in between my screen. Yeah. See? I don't blame you. When I played Resident Evil 5, something just told me, low-key, that I just wasn't really going to be... I wasn't going to like this. You know? As soon as I got to the boss battle with, like, you know, the bat in the cage or whatever, you had to kill the little bats that was in the cage. I was sitting there going, are they even trying with the horror element, you know, with the different style of zombies? Are they even trying? Because I feel like they just got lazy, you know? I mean, people can say what they want about Resident Evil 4, but at least Resident Evil 4's zombies had a little bit of story to them in background, like the fish of the lake, you know, the eel of the lake, whatever the hell that thing was. That had more of a story of that had more of a context to it. When you read the articles, you find out that it was a pet from Salazar who he infected because he found out it was hurt and he wanted to heal it. You get what I'm saying? And as he healed it, it became this big thing, and they fed it people, you know, stragglers. So you get more context to, like, you know, actual villains and these bosses. Microsoft really just buy Sega? No, that's just kind of that's a theory going around. No, they didn't buy them. That's what's going around. A lot of people thinking they bought them, but keep in mind, a lot of people also believe Microsoft bought, wait for it, CD Projekt Red. Again, the whole them buying CD Projekt Red thing is about as believable as that leak, which ironically was the most hilarious leak, and even the diehard PlayStation fanboys even laughed at. But yeah, I remember the leak that went around that Sony was trying to buy not Resident Evil. They were trying to buy Rockstar Games. You remember that leak? It's about as believable as that leak. I don't see Microsoft making a big purchase like that at all. CD Projekt Red only had one super massive popular game, and that was The Witcher, right? If I remember correctly, it was The Witcher. And then a lot of people are putting them on the pedestal for Cyberpunk. Now, Cyberpunk, that's where the pressure really is at, you know? Can you maintain that standard while delivering an amazing experience? That's where Cyberpunk's pressure is right now. They got to deliver on that as well. So we'll see, though. We'll see. But I don't know about that limited edition console. I don't know what Microsoft was thinking on that limited edition console. That console looks terrible. Like, I like the controller. I thought the red and black and silver controller was dope because it's pretty much modeled after Keanu Reeves' character. Like, if you look at his arm, it's modeled after his robotic arm. But the console is modeled after the logo of the actual game. You know, the yellow, blue, and whatnot. It's like, that doesn't match well. They should have went with that whole thing. They should have went with the Keanu Reeves thing for the whole console. Says Rare doesn't want to do Banjo-Kazooie because they believe fans don't actually want it. I mean, I don't think that's true, to be honest. Wasn't there petitions for Banjo-Kazooie to come back before? I mean, granted, Microsoft kind of made them forget about it. They don't really mention it at all. It's kind of like it's in the past. They never mentioned this game. The last time we heard Banjo-Kazooie anything related was when Nintendo announced that Banjo and Kazooie was in Smash Bros. And that was the biggest FU to the fan base right there. Let's see. It'll never happen. Japanese law won't allow a non-Japanese company to buy a Japanese company. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's going around. A lot of people believe it. You know, and Phil Spencer we trust, basically. That's where I'm going with this. This is what I'm gathering from what I'm being told left and right on numerous shows. And Phil Spencer we trust. So, take it for what it is. Phil Spencer. Thoughts on Resident Evil 3 Remake? Did not play Resident Evil 3 Remake. As much as I wanted to, I was not really feeling it, to be honest with you. Something told me not to get it. I saw BG playing it. BG wasn't even having fun. And granted, when I bought Resident Evil 2 Remake, I saw BG play it too. And he was having a blast too. But I was like, he was like, well, I'm not feeling this. I was looking at the gameplay. The zombies are bullet sponges for no particular reason. They take much more headshots than normal. Nemesis seemed cool in the first and second phase, but then when you get more and more down the road, it gets kind of generic, and it doesn't feel that scary compared to Resident Evil 2. But then again, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'll still buy it, though. I'm still getting it. I just didn't get it day one. I didn't bother to get it day one yet. There was rumors Sony might get Remedy. Sadly, that no longer happened. Yes, that was true. Remedy and Sony were supposedly going to sign. Didn't happen, which is a bummer. So I don't know what's Remedy going to do. Maybe they'll go back to making timed exclusive games for 1 or 2. I don't know. Highest bidder is probably what they're going to do. Hustle. Let's see here. Remedy isn't that good of a buy for Sony. Well, yeah, it's a toss-up. I think they would be. They had the proper direction. They make something new under Sony's leadership. They can make some pretty insane shit, especially with the Quantum Break / Control-like feel. I think they can do something really, really cool if they had Sony's backing. But again, not every company wants to be bought. We thought Insomniac Games. Well, really, I honestly think that's not the case too, though. I honestly think a lot of companies do want to get bought, but they have a set price, and that set price is not met. Then they'll go, oh yeah, we're happy being independent. Remember, we saw that with Insomniac Games. Insomniac was like, oh, we're happy being independent. It's fun. We're making games for Xbox. You fast forward like 3 or 4 months later. Hey guys, during E3, by the way, this happened because this is when Sony wasn't at E3. It was, hey guys, Sony just acquired Insomniac Games. Massive Inquisition. It's like, what? You know? Some of these companies have a budget, and they want that set budget met, or set price met, before they get bought. So any company can really get bought. But again, you got to think about it. When you buy a company, you got to look at the return on your investment. Not every single company is worth being purchased. Like if you were to buy GTA, if you were to buy Rockstar Games, you got to take into account, once you buy Rockstar Games, the payout for that game has to be huge in order for you to make up on the loss on your investment, on the return on your investment type of thing, you know? GTA 5 is too big of a game for any company to have on one platform. That's why it's so popular. It needs to be on multiple platforms. That's where that bread and butter is. They already hustled everybody into buying into this DLC, which basically turned the game into a slot machine. So we talked about Call of Duty having loot boxes, yet dudes are buying legit credit cards and are going to slot machines in GTA 5 online. That's how big, that's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how crazy Rockstar was able to hustle people into spending more money on that game than necessary. They waited for the heist. Remember the heist? Everybody waited for the heist. They was, okay, the heists are going to be so epic. They're going to be lit. Once we got to the heist and we got done with the heist and the main story, out comes the DLC like this. And then they're throwing out other stuff like custom cars, yachts, penthouses, businesses, and people are legit paying money for this. I saw Allier. Y'all know Allier, right? The Call of Duty YouTuber. I think he dropped like $400 in a video. It was like close to $400, $300 in a video just to buy a business, buy a hovering motorcycle, and then buy a yacht for a video. Kid you not. And people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna match this guy." Some people are grinding for this stuff. Granted, some people grind. Others are like, "Why would I grind? I can just, pay for it." Again, people are paying for it. What can you do, man? What can you do? What can you do? Why two of my favorite people streaming? I gotta pick my ass up to get ready for work. Too very. What's up, Lansville? Somebody else streaming too? I didn't know who else is streaming. It's probably Marlon. Shout out to Marlon. Make sure I got everything. Did I answer everybody's questions? Anybody have any other questions? I think Sony Games realize they are most successful working with Sony, hence why they are willing to be acquired. Yes, I do. I do see that too. Again, you're only as good as your track record always shows, They made Spider-Man with this massive success. I think that was their highest selling game, especially for a new IP. Highest selling game, 10 million copies in record time. It is the fastest selling superhero game of all time. The bar has been set for the sequel. So, of course, you'd be a fool not to continue to work with Sony and Marvel. I hope Sony, for the love of God, Sony and this Marvel deal continues. This is like the perfect dynamic duo type of thing going on when you have Sony and Marvel legit working together, as opposed to saying, oh, Sony's like, oh, this is my Spidey universe. No, this is my Spidey universe in the Marvel world. Nah, it's better when they work together. They make masterpieces. They're already talking about Eddie Brock from the Venom movie from Spider-Man supposedly being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If that happens, if Tom Hardy's in the MCU, that's going to be fire. And the same thing goes for Tom Holland, supposedly going to be over there. So that's going to be cool if they can manage to make that work. Shout out to Restored Hades. What's up, brother? $5 super chat. He says, sup, Bit? How you holding up? Don't forget to drop a like, everyone watching. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. But, again, dynamic duo. It works. It definitely works. Let's see. We hear all the time Microsoft could be buying anybody they want. It just don't work like that. No company wants to just pick up $1 billion spend here and there. Well, again, it goes back to budgeting, man. You got to look at the return on your investment, Lansville. A lot of these companies wouldn't mind being bought, but they got to think about their pockets. Like Microsoft has to think about their pockets. You can have a set budget. That's where this budgeting argument always comes into play, right? The budget can be met either on investing in a studio or investing into a game and creating the game. You have to end up seeing the return on that investment at the end of the day. Scalebound was a loss completely. Why? Because the game never dropped. You know what I'm saying? All that R&D, all that publicity they were planning, the artwork, the all that stuff, scrapped. That's a loss on your investment. They didn't see a return on their investment, which is a big L for the company in total. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad. It's sad that it's sad they never really pushed it. Which I would hope that they would give that game another crack. Since you got Xbox Series X, there's really no excuse. You got a new system. We're talking about SSD speeds, for God's sakes. You got the resources. You got a foundation you built upon. Bring that game back. Build it back up. Push it to Xbox Series X. At this point in time, it wouldn't hurt. Even if the game got a damn 89 on Metacritic, it would not hurt. Just bring the damn game back. People really want that game. They really want to see it. From what I saw, the original, the game was buggy. But again, I don't expect that for next gen. See what I'm saying? I don't expect nothing like that for next gen. Just bring the damn game back. But again, I think Platinum is trying to buy that game back anyway. So they'll probably fund it themselves if they need to. Bots won't get Hurricanes because they showed earlier. Nah, I don't want to say that. Every side wants games, right? But a lot of them tend to just be in this funk, right? where like if you're excited for something, they can't be excited for it, you know? That's kind of been the ongoing thing this generation. I show excitement for it. If I like, you guys saw, like, again, for those of you who saw my Gears of War 5 review, I think Lansville was a witness to this. Remember how I got crucified in my comment section by a bunch of people who were Xbox dudes, even though I said nothing but positives about the game? I said nothing but positives about Gears of War 5, guys. I reviewed Gears of War 5 on the channel. I enjoyed Gears 5. Love the story. Love the story. I love the soundtrack. Love the story. I thought the gameplay was much more fluid than it's ever been. Everything worked properly. Even the AI component, you know, the robot worked. All that stuff worked. It's just, I didn't really care for the multiplayer. I didn't play the multiplayer. A lot of people are like, oh, man, but it's still Gears of War. True, it's still Gears of War. But even I, as someone who complains that all we get is Halo, Gears, and Forza, I can't deny that Gears 5 felt more like a refinement in the series in terms of what they got right in terms of the mechanics. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy Gears 5 for what it did there. But granted, again, at the end of the day, it's still part of the same trio. Halo, Gears, and Forza. I do want something else aside from that. Give me a new IP. With that type of commitment, give me great visuals, give me great mechanics, give me a fluid gameplay system. We shouldn't have no issues with next gen for Microsoft if they can give me that. You know, if they can give us all that type of commitment for every game, no issues should be happening. But I remember I got crucified. It was funny. So it was funny how I got crucified. I was like, wow, really? Y'all hating on me even though I'm giving a positive review for this? They're like, well, you always talk down. I talk down because the standard is not being met. The standard for all gamers is not being met. We want more. We're demanding more, and we're not getting more. Instead, we're getting the bare minimum. You see what I'm saying? When you demand more, you expect more. Why? Because at the end of the day, these companies work for who? Us. We're the ones who pay for the product. When we throw out the ideas, well, we don't throw out the ideas, but we give the feedback with our wallets. If they want to push something new and we don't like it, guess what? You know what we're going to do? We're not going to buy it if we don't like it. If there's something that we really want and we've been eyeing for, you see petitions for, guess what? Odds are we're going to pay for that type of stuff. People want more than Halo, Gears, and Forza. That's just kind of always been the issue. And I do hope that they fix that for Series X, because that's my only gripe. That's my only fear. That's really my only fear. I know a lot of people are talking about the current launch window or the launch lineup could be absolutely amazing. Granted, the launch lineup for Xbox One was actually pretty good. But again, you guys already know it fell into similar tropes later down the road as we got further and further through the gen. It fell into those similar tropes of the same three games. So that's the problem. You know how they are, brother. Yeah, I remember. God, beautiful, blowing that spot to be appreciated. Pretty much. I got to change the whole theme. I got to change my logo. I got to change all my logos around. You see, my logo has the red and you know, and the character. Which, by the way, I'm going to be changing this. Going to be upgrading this very, very soon. Think I'll upgrade it when I hit 10K. It's going to be different. A little bit more different. And I'm probably just going to launch it strictly here. I'm not going to launch it on Twitter. I'm going to have this original here on Twitter and the new one on the channel, just to say thank you to Sarah. She's amazing. But when we hit 10K, it's going to look a lot different. I'm not going to change the color, I'm just saying. But I would have to change that to a green character for people to go, yeah, this guy loves his Xbox. And y'all already know how that is. You can't win regardless. Even an Xbox channel. If an Xbox channel talks about PlayStation, they'll get crucified. Go figure. It's a slippery slope. Y'all already know how it is. I'm going to change it. Don't worry. It's going to be all green. I'm going to go green. What low tier guys say? Go green. I'm going to go green. Trust me. I got y'all. I'm going to go green. I ain't going green. How we get the Black Suit story. The league talked about it. We talked about it earlier, Luce. A little late. We talked about that in the first part. But just run a bet. Savage look. Get that ass, man. That shit. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else to really talk about? gaming news has been quite kind of dry. I'm noticing this too. I know a lot of people. I can see why people really want PS5. It's not much really go on. Not much really go off of. In terms of what's been going on. Any other questions you guys want to ask me? Let's see. Any questions? I'm gonna scroll up. Have not played Yakuza. No, I haven't played any Yakuza game. That shit. Get that ass, man. Any other questions? No. Before we shut it down. Them going on for what? 64 minutes? That's crazy. Time goes by fast when I'm talking behind this mic. It's crazy. Don't see any other questions. Which is worse, ponies or bots? I honestly would say that both, to be honest with you. Both have their tendencies. Now, granted, there are ponies and bots, right? Okay. So there are some ponies who obviously know they have a bias towards the PlayStation, but they'll joke around with it. They won't be over the top and all this weird stuff. But after I saw what the whole Horizon Zero Dawn situation where a dude was on Twitter, he destroyed his entire PC setup. Like, he destroyed his monitor, he broke his headset, he broke his damn console. All this stuff was destroyed over one announcement going to PC. Yeah, that's scary. In terms of bots, I've dealt with quite a bit of bots. I've dealt with bots who you see me be good friends with, who I'm on podcasts with. And then you have dudes who are mentally ill to where they threaten bodily harm. This has actually happened numerous times. Or I see grown men like that Johnny Truth Teller guy who's like 50-something years old and he's like trolling like a 5-year-old in comment sections. Seen quite a bit. It's both. No one's really superior at this point, to be honest with you. No one. Red Hood, what's up, bro? Malik Bill, what's up? Good to see you. Mm-hmm. Or Malik Bill, what's up? It happens. It happens, Jamar. It happens. Not surprised. It happens. It happens. He's doing his own thing. It's going to be solo. I won't be over there. So when he does that, I won't be there. I'll be doing my own thing here. So, what's your number the best? I think he'll do good. He'll do fine. But, time will tell. Let's see. Why would a dude destroy his PC for an announcement about rights coming to PC? I don't understand. Destroy his console. Hey, it was weird. What was funny about it, he destroyed it on Twitter, and the developers of Horizon Zero Dawn actually responded to the tweet. That's where it got into the crazy territory. They responded to the tweet, and they said, why would you do this over in this announcement? Are you crazy? Like, what's your problem type of thing? And he literally had no shame. He literally just like, I spoke my mind, blah, 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 and destroyed his PC setup. Then he goes, oh, by the way, this is a fake account. He tried to save himself. Oh, this is a fake. This is a fake account. I'm like, dog, ain't no damn fake account. Or this ain't no troll account. You've been doing this for how long? Now all of a sudden you're a troll account? Come on, bro. Spare me. Crazy. Was this about the Reddit? This is about that. Yeah, this was about the Reddit one. What's up, Snake? What's up? Thoughts on Project Awakening? Never played it, but I think it'd be good for them because it's a new IP. And that's definitely something they should be pushing more of. New experiences, getting people more in tune with newer projects, or just bring back or revitalizations, basically. Do that. Bring back classics, get new IPs out there while still pushing your big three, but also keep people guessing. You know what I'm saying? Keep them wanting more and keep them guessing. So don't be predictable. That's kind of the issue with Xbox. It's predictable. When you see Halo, you can expect the Gears and the Forza a few years later down the road. You know what I'm saying? Nah, throw this game in here. Throw a Project Dark in the middle. Throw a Gears, then throw a Hellblade, then throw, you know what I'm saying? Mix it up. Throw newer games in there. Keep them guessing. Do stuff like that. What game I'm looking forward to? On what? PS4 or PS5? Pitch Black. Again, we learn from Gio Corsi, Beardy. Anything's possible, but at the same time, some stuff is laughable. Like Sony supposedly buying Rockstar. Again, the list goes on. May with games or June. I think June for PS5. I don't think May is going to happen at all. Red Hood. I don't think it's going to happen. A lot of people are putting stock into this whole May event. Doubt it. May just seems. Well, first of all, the article that posted this, I think it was Push Square, was like, even Push Square said in their article they're not sure, but yet they put it as a headline on their website. Like, hey guys, May reveal PS5 or maybe not due to COVID. It's like, if you're not sure, why the hell do you even put this as a damn headline? I get it, you know, but I get it. They're thirsty for news. They want more news with PS5. The damn controller got milked for every dime that it was worth from that website. They put out like 40 articles about the controller. Did you know the speaker did this? Did you know the D-pad did this? Just like, dude, I already talked about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we already talked about this. Who cares? So that's Push Square for you. But no, there's an investors relations meeting, Red Hood, that's happening. There's an investors meeting that's happening in in May. And supposedly that investors meeting is going to be something we're going to be showing off a few things. So possibly you get your info there. But again, I don't want to put a whole lot of stock into that. You know what I'm saying? That's more of an investors relations meeting. And I don't know if they would even bother showing PS5 related stuff there. So it's kind of a slippery slope. PS5 is something you would think they would treat separately, and obviously that is something they would have to do. So what better month if you can't do it in May than do it in June? At least you would have a good amount of time to build hype for the system, but also show off the games and really go all out. That's the only difference between Sony's event versus what Microsoft's going to be doing around the time of E3. Microsoft kind of has already shown you the box. They showed you what's in it. They showed you demos. Now they're going to show you their first-party games that they're working on in the future shows. So Sony has pressure on them just to show off their sides. Oh, both platforms. One game I'm looking for both platforms. So I'm guessing you're saying Series X and PS5. Is that what you're saying? For both platforms, Series X and PS5, I'm guessing you're saying announced games, right? For Series X, Hellblade 2. PS5, I would say, even though we haven't gotten confirmation of it yet, Spider-Man 2. How's the Spider-Man 2? I think they'll reveal PS5 console July, that area. Okay. Before Sony is buying Xbox to break. I bought a powder popcorn, so when they think, oh, God. No, the PS4 and PS5. Oh, not Series X. So for PS4, well, I already said PS5. So for PS4, I think Last of Us 2 is coming out before Ghost. So Last of Us 2. Yeah, Last of Us 2 is coming out before Ghost, but that is my most anticipated game for this gen. However, I do have my eyes on Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is going to be a big thing, so I'm expecting nothing but big things from Ghost in the long run. Do you guys think Ghost would be delayed? It's a possibility. I don't want to say it's inevitable, but it is a possibility. When you think about the future and in the way things are going, until things calm down, it's possibility. It's definitely a possibility. Do not rule it out. I doubt any Japanese company will sell to Microsoft. I mean, true. I mean, hell, Japanese customers don't even buy American-based products like that in Japan, you know? Like, when Xbox originally launched it sells probably about 1 million in its first week in Japan, right? And then after that, it drops to these awkward numbers. The next week, it'll say 200,000. Then a week after that, 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, Japanese civilians don't really buy a lot of They don't buy a lot of American products like that. They really don't. They support their own type of thing. They support like the Nintendo Switches and the PS4s and stuff. So that's how it is. Do you think with the indefinite delay of Last of Us 2, they will include the multiplayer factions with it entirely? I honestly think factions is going to be a separate thing, Ace. I don't think that's even going to be part of the main package. What I do think is when you buy it early, you pre-order it and you buy it, you do get the multiplayer obviously added on for free. But that's something that they'll probably do separate. Why? Because factions has its own separate fan base for it. And a lot of people like to really play factions. Like if you go on PS4 right now, people still play factions. I get messages all the time. Hey, Ryan, could you get on factions? I haven't played factions in a minute. But I do like factions. Factions is fun when you have a team and you know what they're doing. So factions could very well be its own separate thing, to be honest with you. Or something they can do, or something that they'll add on later. Kind of like how Rockstar did the heist for GTA 5. They'll add on to that later. That's just how I see it. I don't think factions is going to be included day one. As for her seeing the Japanese girl advertisers for Xbox, knowing a few units were going to move. Hey, they got paid. Don't feel bad for them. They got paid. For launch titles of PS5, I believe. New Ratchet Clank, Demon Souls Remake. Okay, Gran Turismo 7. Second team could be SOCOM or Killzone. Okay. Not bad. It's not a bad launch lineup. Not a bad launch lineup at all, actually. Think about it. It's not bad. Let me scroll down. I've been learning the script during the lockdown. Oh, God. Learning Japanese in your spare time. Big fan of factions. Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. It's not for everybody. That much is for certain. It's not for everybody. Make sure everything is looking good. 1 second. All right, make sure streams is good.
That's a huge bitch.
Sorry about that. YouTube in this new update has been really, really weird for a lot of streams. I don't know what's going on. Also, there's a limit in how much you can spend in the casino a day. I have 300 earned by playing over the years, and I can only spend $50K a day, less than $1 real world money in GTA Casino. Oh, so they have a limit? I wonder why they have a limit, Guabzilla. Are they copying a certain formula from like certain games like Rocket League where you have a big opportunity to cash in big, on certain days? When you hit like the jackpot or you get something super rare in Rocket League on Sundays or the weekends. You know what I'm talking about? I wonder if they're doing something like that for GTAs or Casino, whereas like you have a higher chance of hitting the jackpot type of thing on certain days. But then again, it's cool they have a limit. That's smart. That at least saved them from legal trouble. If we had the same mindset over in America, where would the PS brand be? I would say Sony would probably never have launched a PlayStation 3 in the shape that it would have been. I could see Sony dropping PS3 in a PS2 type of format, right? A beefier PS2, very powerful, efficient, and we would have even more great games. Granted, PS or 360 still would have been a good thing. I still think 360 would have done well regardless, but a good chunk of the main success was due to Sony fucking up though, being dumb. Shout out to Restored Hades again. He dropped another $5 super chat. He said Xbox doesn't sell in Japan. It's because they don't have Japanese games backing them. Xbox has to build that up, and it's not going to come overnight. Good point. Yeah, that is very, very true. Again, I remember when Phil, it was at one of these E3s. I forgot which one, excuse me, but it's been a minute. But I remember at one of these E3s, he was like, yeah, I was hard at work to go to Japan to get some IPs to come to Xbox. I was like, okay, new IPs, right? And then it was like Dragon Ball Fighters was coming to Xbox. And it's like, really? A multiplat? They really need their own separate team. They really do need a dedicated team for Japan. if you're trying to sell it to that hardware. You need dedicated Japanese hardware or software. Excuse me. Matador, he dropped $2 super chat. He says Blue Point is making that Demon Souls and Metal Gear Solid remake. Yeah, I heard about the Metal Gear Solid remake and Demon Souls. I did hear about that. The question is, will it be a launch? You know, is that going to be a launch game for PS5? If they get the original Metal Gear Solid along with Demon Souls, that's a massive lineup. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's a really, really good lineup. But of course, again, you're gonna have those side teams, but those games are niche. And again, that's where the nonstop fanboy arguments just don't stop. They continues. If you only own an Xbox, have missed out on true moaning of gaming on the PlayStation platform, you pride yourself. Well, some people don't. Again, some of these dudes, I've seen a lot of crazy comments. Twitter, I got into it with a certain somebody on Twitter not too long ago. I don't like this guy. I just don't like this guy. I really don't. I just don't like him. I mean, the dude has shady in his name, for God's sakes. I don't like the guy. I really don't. I've done podcasts with the dude. He just comes off as weird to me, right? Dude claims he calls everybody zealots. He claims everybody who talks about this, that, and the third is a zealot. Yet, in his spare time, all he talks about is console war. I just find the dude weird. You know, some people are just weird to me. That's one of those dudes that's just the epitome of weird. I just don't like. You don't like anybody. That is true, Slow-Mo. I don't know why you here. You ain't go green and you in my chat. What's up, fool? But no, I don't like that fool. I really don't like it. I know that's Slow-Mo's BFF, but that's not my BFF. That's Slow-Mo's BFF, Mr. Shady. That dude is weird. Oh my God. What you talking about? I thought y'all met up at E3. Y'all took pictures at E3, you know? Y'all was talking to Phil Spencer. I thought y'all was doing all that. I'm saying, you know? Team Green, y'all stand together, you know? Dude called me a zealot. I'm like, look, this internet, what I love about the internet, it makes so many people feel so tough. It really does. Love to meet him in the real. I really would. And hear him say that to my face. Zealot. Shut up, shut up, Savage. Stupid. Yes, he does. That is true, Alpha. He definitely does. Jesus. He is definitely weird. Everyone of that chat, nah, not on Boom's show. The guy way too negative, bro. Who want him on their show? I mean, I don't know. If any show is green, you'll see him on here overhyped saying Xbox is giving me this reason to buy the platform. Yet, you can ask Slow-Mo, because Slow-Mo sees it on Twitter. He'll say, Xbox is giving me this amount of reasons to buy the platform, and yet, when you look at his profile, he's talking about shit that Lord Palpatine would say, and he's not playing a single one of these damn games. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another to be about it, if you get what I'm going about it. One thing about me, if I'm going to talk about Spider-Man, you best believe you're going to get gameplay of me talking about Spider-Man. If I'm talking about The Last of Us Part 2, you best believe my ass is going to be playing Spider-Man, or The Last of Us 2. This dude don't play games. I'm just going to keep it real. He don't play games. He don't play shit. He don't play games. Any person who gets super offended to the point where they go, I played 1,000 games. This is an immediate giveaway. Here's a quick little tip for you before I close the stream down. Any person that says, I played 1,000 games this generation, thanks to Microsoft Game Pass, is immediately lying out their ass. They ain't playing no damn games, no damn Xbox. They ain't playing no damn games. That's the biggest PR shit I've ever seen yet. PR spins. Oh, Sony's anti-consumer because the games are not on my platform. That's what I hear. I don't know how people can listen to that shit. I really don't. Anyway, why am I talking about this dude? Why am I talking about him? Has the most weird voice in the history of this community. Just weird. Ugh. Losing my damn mind talking about this guy. He's like, yeah, exactly. I know. I play so many games on Xbox Game Pass. It's so amazing. It's such a value. Sure you did, guy. Sure you did. Sure you did. I mean, dude, I remember he put that as like a highlight of his career. I'm like, dog, look at how big RDX became without you. I'm just saying, like, what value do you offer? But again, I know that I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not. Who also is on their PS3 to cut down their backlog? Lucky for me, my backlog for PS3 was long done. I haven't been on PS3 in years. And they're getting ready to kill off PS3 because PS3, they're about to lose the messaging option for PS4 gamers. So any person that you might see on PS4, you won't be able to message anymore on PS3. So the possibilities are very, very, are looking very, very like slim here. Shout out to Jay, Lil Baby for the subscribe. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. I just noticed that. But, yeah, like, you know, it's very, very slim. I came in fourth at Eva in the number one. Yeah, right. You lie, son of a bitch. Shut up. Savage. That was low. Watch too much low tier God. You guys want a good laugh? You guys want to laugh at somebody in the fighting game community? You guys want like some like true like comedy? I'm talking like funny as hell, over the top, live stream type of thing. Check out Low Tier God. That dude is hilarious. He's hilarious. Oh, no, I'm not talking about Mads. No. Me and Mads are good. Mads funny as hell. He cool. It's just Mads is more of a... Mads has always been an Xbox-centric channel, which is fine. But Mads is cool. There's no issue with Mads. Man, that dude... Some people, though. Some people I can't stand. I can't stand some people. I really can't. I can't be around some people. They ruin my mood. For the wrong reasons. For all the wrong reasons. That's a huge bitch. Of course she went and got that. She got the G-roll. All right, let me close this. Shout out to Vedger. 59 SEK. Xbots are green parrots sitting on a huge L, repeating each other lies until those lies become to be received as facts by 1,000 other parrots online. Yeah. I never thought I would hear people say exclusives were anti-consumer. And Salty will attest to this. He already knows. So, what happened to your shower of my dad 3? What the fuck? What are you talking about? Oops, I dropped the Sofa Dish review. What the hell? What the fuck are you talking about? That's man. Pause, sir. You got me mixed up. You mixed up my Lobo. Not me, sir. What's up, Salty? But Salty can attest to the weirdos on the internet. That dude crazy. Dude, I tell you right now, saying PS4 has no exclusive. Nobody wants exclusive fighting games. Exactly. Whenever it listen, I know a lot of people ask me before I close this down. A lot of people say, how do you tolerate being on shows? How can you be on shows with people who are like that in the green community? I tend to have this mentality, right? What I do is this is where I've come to accept, right? I'm a man of results. The results speak louder than the words. So when these dudes are calling people like Phil Spencer, Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, I think Lanceville Paul knows what I'm talking about. Shout out to King David, by the way. Because when Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, he says Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer is doing everything right. I'm sitting back here listening. I know this is why I go quiet in these streams. I listen. I take notes, and I wait for Mr. Phil Spencer to announce this stuff. And if it's not exactly what is being described, if it's not on the realm or if it's not on the quality that I'm being led to believe by this said community, well, I sit back, I get on this stream here, and I talk about it. Or I might just drop a video, but granted, I don't know. I don't think I got too many of them videos in me. You know, those pipe bombs. I don't think I got too many of those in me, to be honest with y'all. I become too laid back. I don't know. The urge to drop pipe bombs just diminished over time. Yeah, King a good dude, but King has always loved that Xbox. He's always been Team Green. That's my boy though. You know, he likes Team Green. Do I, can't hate on him for liking Team Green. He a good dude. He likes Team Green. And for him to be a big supporter of Team Green, again, no surprise there. Me personally though, I don't have this issue. I don't have this issue at all. Going into this. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Team Delusional. Hey, yo, Salty. Hey, Salty, I'm going to need you to get your boy, though. Shout out to Silver again for following me on Twitch. Yes, for those of you who are unfamiliar, I do have a Twitch channel. Links in the description below. Follow me on Twitch. Definitely going to be playing some games. I think Salty wants to play Neo 2. He wants to co-op it, so I don't know if you guys are interested in watching us co-oping the rest of Neo 2. There's 60 bosses in this damn game. Keep in mind, guys, there's 60 bosses. And I just got my new fight stick, and I haven't even jumped back on this damn game like as much as I would like to, because I've been so busy having fun with the fight stick and learning my combos again, having fun. So I might actually do a stream, just play some Tekken 7. Break in the new Razor that I got. Really liking the fight stick, but we're definitely going to do that for sure. Where's my mod for your Twitch? I gotta see you in the comments to make you a mod, Missy. Thank you very much. I got you when I see you as a mod. I think I only got what? How many mods do I have? I have 3, but I got you. Ice cream. Talk about the great Phil Spencer blessing us with Terraflops. I've heard it all, man. But no, I like it. I like being on shows with difference of opinion. I know as much as you guys already know my history with PlayStation, right? If we go back to the Ryan the Professional, or hell, even the Ryan 553298 days, right? I've always been a PlayStation supporter, but I do love difference of opinion. It's always refreshing to hear it, from different sides. I've grown to respect that over time. Some stuff though I don't like to hear. My man said Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer. I don't know how the hell we got here, but again, that's my boy. I don't know how we got to this. Oh Lord. Xbox is now called Team Parrot. Phil Spencer being the pirate, which hey Salty, when you want to start we want to start the Neo 2 walkthrough or playthrough, let me know. We'll schedule it for everybody in the chat and we'll just go from there. I'm a little farther. I think you say you're 70 something. I'm like level 87, 89 right now in the game, but we're pretty high rank, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Finish that game. I probably should have played it co-op to begin with, but I was like, I wanted to single player it so bad because of the first one, but nah, it's all good though. Let me know when what day works for you, and we'll go through it and stream it for everybody here on the channel. It's gonna be strictly on the Twitch channel though, guys. I know a lot of you guys love when I do streams on YouTube. YouTube has been acting weird for a lot of like video streams. It's stupid. Like when we go live on YouTube, half the times when you get notified, we get these like restrictions we gotta follow. So like if a certain music plays on the stream, they can like block the stream worldwide. This happened to a few of my streams. One particular one was my Death Stranding one. Death Stranding got blocked in some countries. I couldn't even fucking view it all the way. It was crazy. So that's why we moved a lot of stuff to the Twitch channel. Shout out to Ultra Fight Air. What's up, man? Appreciate it, man. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Also, yeah. Yo, facts. Like right now, I was informed that notifications are not even going out for everybody. It's like, hey, price you pay as a content creator, I guess. But I keep telling people, man, I know it might seem easy. You got to grind for one to even get noticed on here. I mean, you look at my videos. Got over 1,000 videos on this channel. Over 1,000 videos. That's just me being committed and having fun with the channel, you know, pushing content out there. A lot of these dudes who you see now either getting traffic or probably getting a little traffic got their traffic from other YouTubers. I hate to break it to you. A lot of them got traffic like that. A lot of these dudes haven't put that crazy grind in. That I promise you. Gotta Work video blew up. Yeah, that video blew up a long time ago. It did really, really well. I haven't really been able to focus on content like that, even though a lot of people have asked me to focus on content like that. Again, you already know I'm a news-related channel as well as being a game channel, so I haven't had that big amount of time to do it. That's what I'm trying to learn this new format for. I will be doing bigger projects like that for sure, and to get more things like that. But a lot of people like that production, so I will definitely be trying to do more like that in the future. I only started 7 days ago. Yeah, you have a long way to go if you're trying to like really get out there. Just my advice for you, if you're really trying to grow a channel, be consistent. Be very, very, very consistent. I'm not saying drop 40 videos a day, nor am I saying drop 7 videos a day. Drop probably 2 videos a day for if you can't do the 7-day-a-week thing, which is fine. Do it for about 4 days out of the four days a week. Try to do something like that. But you want to drop as much content as possible. The more content you push, and the reason why I say you want to drop more content, YouTube pushes something called watch time. Watch time gets pushed a lot more so than just your likes and dislike. It's watch time. You want to push that type of stuff. Push it. Let's see. Time is right for a similar platform to come up and still some market. Yeah, I would love to see YouTube get humbled for sure. Was on your podcast? Yeah, I do remember him being on the podcast, Don. He was nervous as hell. It was funny as hell. He was nervous, but yeah, he killed it our first time having him on there. Then he became an avid listener. Yeah, that's true. But here's the cool thing about YouTube. Sure, that is the case. They do tend to push certain key streamers. So this is where a gray area where you will fall into line with. For example, do not go into the similar tropes of something like Call of Duty. Unless you're good at if you're good at like effects where you can make the video montage and stuff like that, I wouldn't even go near Call of Duty and try to build a channel. Call of Duty is oversaturated. It's a bunch of kids. Are on there, and bigger YouTubers like Ali A and all those other guys, like the drifters. Those channels would be prioritized way before your channel even gets mentioned. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to go with that. Instead, you want to focus on stuff that people are not streaming if you're trying to grow that type of channel. And then transition it, you get what I'm saying, into the Call of Duty realm if that's what you're trying to do. Work around it. You have to work around the algorithm and make it your own type of thing. That's how you do that. I actually had Call of Duty gameplay on this channel, and then I deleted those videos because I kind of didn't really focus on Call of Duty anymore. But I used the gameplay. I kind of used the gameplay for a few videos. Facts, you need to catch a wave, basically, and become a content creator. Yes, yep, pretty much. You got to ride the wave. A lot of people, these Let's Players, they tend to grow their channels off of games that you would least expect. Like some people started to get on the trend of Telltale games. A lot of people avoided them, but Telltale games pushed a lot of channels. I forgot her name. She's a girl streamer. She's really, really good. She plays like a lot of Bloodborne and Souls type games. Her channel blew up the moment she played Neo 2 and started beating all the bosses. Just saying, go for what you know for a fact is going to trend. And the best way to tell if something's going to trend is really just look at the style of the game. If you know for a fact a lot of people are not pushing it, the good thing about it is that's another good thing. If somebody's not playing it, that's a good opportunity for you to jump on it and advertise it yourself and be kind of like the only hub for it until it gets more and more popular. And once it gets more and more popular, they'll see you because you were the first one in the algorithm, and they'll push your video out there. That stuff works. To the world unknown, bro. Later, guys. Light bond. See you later, Paul. Thanks for coming through, bro. No Man's Sky build channels. Yeah. VR. PlayStation VR build channels. Again, that's where trial and error comes into play. But really, it's all about what you're willing to try out and grow your channel. Some people grew their channel with Dead by Daylight. You know, that horror game. Some people build their channels off of that. Go for it. Have fun with it. Me? Nah. I tried a lot of stuff. Well, not really. I didn't try a lot of gaming-related stuff, but I did mostly news after the Call of Duty thing. I was like, okay, I'm tired of this Call of Duty thing. This Call of Duty thing is annoying. It's making me annoyed to even look at the damn case to the point where I even ripped my damn disc up. I was like, I ain't playing this damn game. And mind you, this is back when I was playing Call of Duty Ghosts, so I think a lot of you can feel my pain. This is back when I was playing Call of Duty Ghost. I actually ripped the disc up. I kid you not. And didn't play the game again. I moved on. But I actually bought it digitally like a dumbass. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me. So I moved on from that and did gaming news. But again, to each their own, man. Some people like gaming news. Some people might have the voice to do gaming news. Some people have the voice to do commentary for over gameplay. Go for what really... you want to try out for. Try it. It's trial and error. Try and error. Let's see. Kinda stressed. Kinda so generic. Yeah, at that time, whenever I said that in my it was funny. I did videos about that. Whenever I said that about my videos, I would get the 5-year-olds. This game is the greatest thing ever. You just suck. Then I show him my KD. Oh, you're just bragging because you suck. You're probably a camper. I show him gameplay of me not camping. They go, oh, no, you're just a hater. You just hate everything. And, you know, you can't win with the COD fan base. The COD fan base will never learn. Let me tell you, that's one fan base that will never learn and get with the times. So, go figure. If you do gaming news, you need to be quick enough to record audio, video edit to get your vid out there while the news is hot. Yes, that is true. That is true. If you're doing gaming news, I highly recommend you want to definitely have a very capable PC for video editing. So anything with an i7 or, you know, higher with like a Ryzen, you're good to go. But you're definitely going to need an i7. I'm talking when I first did my channel, before I dip out, had a pre-built PC, had an i5 7500. Videos took about 2 hours to render. About 2 hours before I decided to build one. It was like 2 hours per video. And granted, you guys remember, I dropped a shit ton of content at that time. You know, and I was just dropping left and right. You know, I was a madman dropping videos. That was about 2,000. Or not 2,000. But that was 2 hours per video. And you add that together with the amount of videos I dropped. So it was like 3 videos, probably a day, 2 videos. Yeah. 6 hours of me being in front of the computer editing. And it wasn't even editing. I just had to put the videos together. So, yeah, it's worth it. It was definitely a grind. With my new PC, it's a different story. I don't have this issue. The one I built, talking videos take 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes for bigger projects, you know? So that's why videos just like that. But again, that's where trial and error comes into play. Let's see. Tips and guide videos have more legs, but they take a whole lot more work. Yeah, they do. I did one for that Photoshop. Remember that one, slow-mo? Let me tell you, if you're going to do a tips video, prepare yourself for some entitled little... I ain't even going to say it, but just prepare yourself for some entitled individuals. Dude was like, could you have some timestamp descriptive videos? How about could you shut the hell up and watch the stream? You ever think about that? Especially when I'm breaking down each particular thing and what it does. You know what I'm saying? How about you look at it? Man, let me tell you. I hate that. Seriously, I really do hate that. That annoys the hell out of me. That really does annoy me. They go, oh, timestamps? Hey, do you have timestamps? No. Do you have patience? You see that in the live streams. Hey, do you have timestamps here? Do you have patience? Do you watch the show? Say, hey, Ryan, would you consider putting timestamps on RGT? No, but you're welcome to watch RGT. All right, let me go ahead and get out of here. Let me go ahead. I'm good. I'm going to another realm. All right, shout out to everybody who came through for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun. Definitely talk about a few things. It's always good to get behind the mic, talk to you guys live. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Y'all be safe. Y'all definitely go play some games. Y'all relax. Y'all be easy. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all enjoyed this, hit that like button. Shout out to everybody who subscribed. And, of course, the super chats. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. See you guys on the next one. Until next time, it's Big Cloud Gaming. I'm signing out. Later.